All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the first in a series of webinars presented by ShiftSixOS. Today's session is titled 5 Signs That It Is Time to Grow Your Law Firm. I'm excited to share with you signs demonstrated by our law firm partners that it is time to consider expansion. I'm also very happy to share with you some tips on growing your firm, which you may not have considered in the past. Just a little introduction for those in attendance who don't know me. My name is Brian Figueroa. I am the head of growth at ShiftSixOS. At ShiftSixOS, we connect law firms to offshore talent in the Philippines to maximize your law firm's working capital. With me is Katrina Cattell, our marketing guru. She helps keep us in line while we fight for our clients, and she'll be running the background on the webinar. Our main goal is to help small and solo law firms compete with the big guys by offshoring non-revenue generating roles so lawyers can focus on legal work and growing their core team onshore. Some roles we hire for include paralegals, legal secretaries, assistants, bookkeepers, accountants, marketing specialists, IT support, and more. Our services also include managing all of the HR side of things, such as payroll, employee comp, all the boring stuff, and reduce the administrative burden for your team. As industry experts, our leadership team has over 80 years of collective experience in different segments of the legal industry. One of our founders is also a lawyer client, and with the help of our integrated services, he now owns and operates 4 law firms in 3 different states with over 60 staff members. We aim to provide you with the same opportunities that we provide our other law firm partners. For today's agenda, we'll be diving into discussion topics, focusing on the indicators that signal the perfect time to expand your team. These 5 signs that we're exploring today include a sudden growth of your referral network, not enough bandwidth to bring on new clients, you're expanding your practice areas, staff seem to be burnt out and can't keep up, and not enough time to devote to marketing. And as we're covering these signs, I will also be providing you examples of how different law firms I've spoken to over the years have achieved streamlined growth and success. We hope that by the end of this webinar, you will be acquainted with some of the new tools and resources that will help streamline your growth. Let's dive right in. All right. Sudden growth of a referral network is always a great indicator that it is time to expand. And that is also a testament of your hard work behind all the networking and marketing you've done over the last years. This is something that I truly hear happens often, and it's actually quite awesome. At ShiftSixOS, we love to hear about the success of small law firms, and we are happy to be part of their success. Many of these law firms are finding that the referral network is growing rapidly through the help of social media. As your referral network grows, balancing your time can become more challenging and could require some reorganization of resources and processes. Here's a few ways that you can definitely manage this. You can start by hiring an intern. If you need help to complete simpler tasks, hiring an intern is a great way to grow your business. When funds are tight, interns tend to cost less and are excited to learn new skills and get valuable experience. Sometimes, hiring someone who's on the greener side can result in stronger support. Once you have taught them how your firm prefers to handle tasks, you will create a seamless dynamic, which can lead you to bringing them on later as a full-time staff member. Another thing you can do is pick an area of focus, as sometimes it can be more lucrative to narrow your focus and become an expert on the subject instead of trying to cover all of your options. If you're unable to keep up with your referrals, consider picking a practice area to focus on and adjust your marketing to show that you are the authority on that area of law. You can do this by posting helpful blog posts on your chosen area or hosting webinars. This will help you manage the influx of clients coming in as you prepare to eventually grow your practice. This will also help in positioning you as the leader, create a predictable workflow, and streamlining your earnings. The next thing you can do is hire support staff if you have not. Hiring support staff is essential for your growth. There's no other way around it. If you are a solo attorney, a rapid growth of referrals could be a sign that it's time to hire your first admin staff member. By hiring a paralegal or legal secretary, you can quit spending so much time on non-billable tasks and instead focus on what really makes you money, which is practicing law. At ShiftSixOS, we do recommend hiring your support staff overseas and leverage the differences in cost of living to source your talented employees who have experience in U.S. law firms, all for a third of the cost of hiring locally. This way, you can continue to save funds for top-level local resources, set up your core team onshore, and provide all the support you need offshore. In no time, you'll be ready to hire an associate. If you are a solo attorney or manage a small law firm, chances are that you wear many hats and spend a lot of time handling things like customer service, bookkeeping, and payroll. You also have to organize your own case files, promote your own marketing, handle the IT tasks to make sure that your network is secure and protected. And now, while you might be able to manage that all at first, in the end, it usually turns out to be slightly unsustainable, right? And before long, you realize you're missing out on cases that you just don't have the bandwidth to take on. And instead of leaving clients unanswered and ignored, each time you start a task, consider this. What if I could delegate this to someone else? Or how can I automate this task to reduce the time that I'm spending on it? Let's review some tips that can help in freeing up your bandwidth and let you bring on new business ASAP. And a great place to start is by leveraging technology. There are millions of free applications that can help you run your law firm as a solo lawyer. For example, you can get better organized with calendaring applications such as Calendly or Schedule Once. You can also utilize website plugins or bots to help you process more client inquiries. LawDroid and AlphaChat are examples of chatbots that can help you simplify your client intake process and automate the execution of legal documents. These applications mentioned are free programs, and they are great to use. However, if you are at a stage where you can spend a bit extra on software, we strongly suggest that you begin evaluating these software solutions. And staying on the topic of technology, you can automate your task with these practice management solutions. Practice management software can help you firm with all kinds of tasks, from the basic calendaring mentioned earlier, to managing your case files, your client intake, billing, invoicing, time tracking, payments, anything that you need to do within your law firm. Many of these tasks can be automated to save you time and money, such as the time tracking, building of letters, etc. If you have not yet implemented practice management software, this should be your first step to taking back the valuable time that you are wasting on monotonous tasks required to run your business. Some softwares that we do suggest are Clio for a cloud software, PC Law if you prefer a server-based software, and Smokeball, which covers multiple different functions, just to name a few. Be sure to schedule your demo with a software provider to make sure you're getting the most out of your automated features, which will really give you the most bang for your buck. And once you have your practice management software in place, you will find that it frees up a lot of time for other tasks. However, it's still beneficial to go ahead and hire a new staff member. Why? Because more hands equal more churn. If you're having a bandwidth issue now is probably the time to start thinking about what would be the most productive hiring process for your firm. Consider your yearly budget, if you really need someone in the office, or if the job can be accomplished just as easily by someone remotely. Do you need another attorney, or can a support role take some of these tasks off your hands? We can help you with the decision and work with you to develop a plan for your firm's growth. Our discovery calls are designed to help to get to the root of the firm's needs and figure out what kind of support roles would best boost your business. Some law firms may be better served by hiring a paralegal or legal secretary, where others might need more help around bookkeeping, marketing, or IT. Hiring a company like ShiftSixOS could help find the support that you need without breaking the bank. Creating the growth plan and leaving room for flexibility so that you can pivot if things take a turn is essential to manage your expectations and change cycles within the business. All right, this was pretty straightforward. The next end that we'll be covering is you're expanding your practice areas. And to be honest with you, big law firms can easily cover all areas of law, and they are your real competition here. So in order to compete, you will need to start evaluating how you can attract, retain, and expand your legal team while coming up with innovative ways to attract more business as well. This might prompt you to consider specializing in a particular legal field or even exploring a fresh area of practice. If you do opt for expansion, it becomes absolutely crucial to establish the necessary framework to effectively manage the surge of incoming inquiries that's right around the corner. Now, here are some things that you can make plans as you expand into these different practice areas. First and foremost, you can attend some training courses. As lawyers from small firms, it is important that you are constantly learning and attending training courses, especially if you plan on expanding your practice areas. One of the best ways to do this is by joining a bar association. Bar associations often host continual learning education programs, or CLEs, where you can learn valuable skills about all kinds of areas of practice. This gives you a great opportunity to grow your skills as an attorney while giving you a chance to network with other lawyers. Other courses can be found online on sites such as Coursera if you do not have the time to attend one at your local college. You can also mentor with other lawyers if you're looking to expand your practice areas. To be honest, everyone could use a mentor, no matter what stage of your legal career you find yourself in. And sometimes, to become the best, you must learn from the best, right? So leverage your connections and seek out someone in the industry who is an expert in the areas of law that you are considering. And become a sponge. It really helps to get involved with your local legal community and bar associations, as they might be a good place to find such a mentor. Another great resource is connecting with dedicated mentoring associations, such as the National Legal Mentoring Consortium. And another great organization is Atticus Advantage, who are industry leaders in coaching lawyers how to effectively scale their businesses. And they offer services for lawyers who want to learn how to manage and run the business side of a law firm. While you are getting your fund situated, partnering with lawyers is a great way to expand the area of business. It also gives you the opportunity to grow your referral network even further for future opportunities and leverage the combined knowledge of a new partnership to become a successful law firm. All right, this next one may sound like the same one, but it is not, because hiring strategically is not the same as hiring when your business dictates. Let me explain why. If you're expanding your practice area, you have probably realized that now is a good opportunity to grow the team, right? And I'm sure that some of you have been dreaming about hiring some extra help for your firm, but are highly concerned about the cost of bringing on a new team member. I want you to know that there are solutions out there for you, services such as outsourcing and integrated staffing solutions like ShiftSixOS offers that can really help you maximize your dollar. Why would you spend $50,000 or more hiring a non-revenue generating role when you can spend a fraction of this leveraging offshore services to snag an equally skilled staff member by subscribing to a staffing service like the one we provide at ShiftSixOS? You can build the team you need to be able to manage the other practice areas while saving that money for your education in that field. As you continue to grow, make sure you are exploring innovative approaches to problems that have plagued lawyers for decades. Pardon me. All right. So this next one is for those that do already have some staff members hired. How many times have you and your staff found yourselves regularly working 60 to 70 hours a week or more? Maybe you're starting to become hyper aware of all of the family time and soccer games that you're missing over the weekends by working such late hours. When you started your own firm, you were likely prepared to take on the hard demands of the job, but after years with no break, you're probably really tired. Burnout can be extremely hard to recover from, especially if you don't have the assistance you need to cover you so that you can take a break. Fortunately, there are steps you can take to take back some of your free time and save your staff from being overworked. hiring more support staff should be the ultimate goal to getting your work-life balance back on track, but there are some other things you can do to further mitigate this stress in the meantime. We spoke about the leveraging technology, and the way to do it is by automating your practice. As we mentioned earlier, leveraging technology can give you the ability to take on more business and take more breaks, especially with the help of automated processes. And historically, lawyers have always been keen on pen and paper. However, this has all changed with the great cloud migration that took off during COVID. And switching to new technology is scary, as your data is your livelihood, right? But automating your legal practice, you can reduce the time spent on your drafting letters, your invoice, even chasing payment from clients, as these tools are designed to increase your efficiency, reduce your spending, and make you more money. Software out there also have tools that allow you to automate your client intake process, which allow you to have that single source of truth. You can also evaluate and assess your staff's skills. As we all have our strengths and weaknesses, taking the time to step back and assess the skill of your staff and what they're responsible for can help you grow the employee satisfaction and streamline your processes just to be overall more efficient. And as you have grown, your resources have probably led you down to potentially overloading some of your existing support staff with new responsibilities that they were simply not trained or intended for. So if you have staff members that are struggling to complete tasks on time, it could be that their abilities are just better suited elsewhere. Shuffling responsibilities can help your staff focus on tasks that they're just more proficient with, so that everyone can get the work done quicker. All right, I'd like to give you something to think about. When your teeth hurt, you go to a specialist, right? So why wouldn't you go to a specialist when your business is in need? And as your business starts expanding, your employees' focus could be split, or they may be taking on more than they can chew. If you can't seem to find the right employee, it might be the time to hire a specialist to focus on that one task that you are struggling with. Take some time to consider what support roles are needed the most and what non-billable tasks are eating up the most of your time. Specialists can include IT companies who can build security around your firm, third-party bookkeepers when you're smaller in size, etc. Let me be honest, lawyers are killer in the courtroom, but running and scaling a business is a different animal. Make sure you leverage the resources you have. Not only will hiring a specialist help save you time and money, but it will also elevate your employee satisfaction and save them from burnout. Your current employees will thank you for saving them from hours of those monotonous tasks and letting them focus on projects that allow them to grow their skills and advance their careers. I know it can be a headache to even think about hiring if you're suffering from burnout. Going through the hiring process and getting all of that paperwork together for a new employee tends to be a lot of work, and you may fear it will push you even farther behind when it comes to serving your clients. So to save you from all of this, we have a system where our clients do not manage HR tasks for their new hires. Any law firm who does hire offshore support staff with ShiftSixOS gets to manage the new team members like you would any other direct hire. But we actually take care of all the paperwork, payroll, office supplies, benefits, and more for your employee to make it easy for your small and busy firm to grow your team with very little effort for a low cost without sacrificing any quality or control of your processes. This final sign definitely tells you it's time to grow, and historically, I believe it's the one that lawyers have struggled with the most. And although word of mouth may make it possible for you to run your law firm with minimal time spent on marketing, eventually you're going to have to invest in it if you are wanting to take on more clients. You can't grow your client base if they don't know you exist, and referrals are only going to take you so far. Marketing is something that must be done, and in order to continue growing, hiring, and expanding your brand and legacy, it's important to also remember that marketing is always changing and shifting. It is never complete and requires your constant attention. Here are a few tools and opportunities that can help you develop a strong marketing plan as you think of ways to set up the marketing of your firm. You can start by setting up a Google profile. This is a straightforward marketing task that should be prioritized. It enhances your visibility and credibility in the eyes of search engines. It is astonishing how many companies lack a well-structured Google profile. Establishing a strong online presence on Google is essential for visibility and demonstrating that you are a genuine and reliable enterprise. Make sure that you accurately portray your area of service. Too many times, we have seen small firms list large neighboring cities as their service area, when the reality is that would be a longer drive than most clients are willing to make to meet up with you. You will have more success if you target a smaller area that makes sense for your firm instead of using the spray and pray method. Another great tip you can follow is you can automate your social media posts. Social media is a great way to reach your audience and promote brand awareness, but it could be a time-consuming endeavor if you're not familiar with the platform. First, you need to learn which social media are used by your target demographics and focus on those few instead of trying to cover each one of them, right? If you focus on B2B practices, LinkedIn and Twitter are probably your best bet. Well, if you're looking for consumers, you may want to focus more on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Once you do pick the platforms that work best for you, you can definitely start to automate your posts to be released in a cadence. You will need to put the work in to write the posts in advance, but if you schedule a handful of these posts on time, you won't be splitting your focus daily and taking away time from your clients. All right, this next tip is definitely a hot topic, and that's going to be to utilize AI programs. AI programs like ChatGPT and Bard are amazing in creating content. The practice of law requires an attention to detail that will always require a human touch, so I'm definitely not suggesting that you use it to practice law. However, ChatGPT is a great tool that can be used as a virtual assistant. You can leverage ChatGPT to build initial search engine optimization or SEO content for your website and social media. As you start building your practice, although it should not be relied on 100%, generative AI could do the heavy lifting for you when it comes to content creation, saving you valuable time and giving you the first draft or outline that you can then edit to perfection or hand off to your staff member to edit for you. Next thing you could do is hire a marketing professional. And this has several segments to it, right? Because marketing envelops many different areas. And all of these areas are great opportunities for you to be able to convert your marketing efforts to sales or new clients, right? So once you are ready to take the leap and hire a marketing professional, you may be uncertain as to what kind of role would be best to help your firm, right? Although it is possible to find a unicorn marketing specialist like Katrina with all the skills to cover the multiple areas, sometimes it's better to split the responsibilities up into a couple roles and create a marketing team. Now, here are some roles to consider while you are building your team. I mentioned SEO specialist, and again, SEO stands for search engine optimization. And it basically involves updating and managing your digital footprint so that potential clients can find you quicker. With an integrated SEO specialist, you will have someone dedicated to optimizing your keywords on your sites and your social platforms. Also, you'll be able to watch your site move to the front page and see your traffic grow because of effective SEO management and attention to detail. You do not have to use pay-per-click ads. Another great role that you can hire as part of the marketing efforts is a graphic designer. Did you know that on LinkedIn, any post with a graphic has roughly 98% higher engagement rate just on average when you compare them to text-only posts? This is just one example of the benefits of having a graphic designer for your firm. Not only will they help in creating beautiful graphics and web for, beautiful graphics for web and print, but they can also help you elevate your brand and make your firm appear more professional. Content writer is another great role to consider adding to your team. Even with the help of generative AI programs like ChatGPT, it is a lot of work to come up with exceptional blog and social media posts. So having a team member who is consistently coming up with engaging content, it's a great way to keep your clients interested, and they are more likely to remember you when a need for your services arise. All right. If you imagine your firm as we were going over these 5 signs, to be honest with you, you are not alone. Thousands of lawyers have expressed similar issues that have led them to ultimately growing their teams to keep up with their growing business needs. All right. In conclusion, I do want to thank you all so much for joining today's webinar, 5 signs that it's time to grow your law firm. Hopefully, we have given you some ideas on how to manage those struggles as you prepare to expand your team. If you are experiencing a sudden growth in referrals, lack the support to bring on new clients, find yourself expanding your practice areas, or find that your staff is feeling pretty burnt out, or you're simply just not marketing appropriately, then you may be ready to hire. Keep us in mind as you grow strategically to maximize your working capital. We're going to open the room up for some Q&A just in the event that there are some questions.
So we had a few questions that were sent in earlier. One was, how do you ensure remote workers are efficient when you're talking about the services that ShiftSixOS provides?
That's a great question, honestly. So there are multiple ways that we actually make sure that our employees are 100% efficient when on the job. Our organization has a office building in Manila that is an A5 rated office building, meaning that it is state of the art, provides banking level security, and also with each employee that you hire through us, you actually get CCTV access to your employees day to day. A little more on that, in the event that you decide to build a team like some of our other law firm partners with us, we actually section off a section of our own office, put your branding on it, and make sure that everyone is in a collective space so that they can collaborate more efficiently as they push forward your firm's needs. You obviously will also have control of all of your employees' data and have the ability to shut down the computer with one single click.
Here's another one. Can you provide examples of other tasks that can be automated using the technology you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've spoken to a few firms who have huge billing and accounting departments simply because they need to chase payments, right? One of the many things that practice management software like Leap can do is essentially sends out automated notices and invoice reminders without you even clicking a button, right? This is all set up initially. So that's one great way to do it. Another great way to automate just an everyday process that you probably haven't even considered is going to be timekeeping. Some solutions out there include a timer of sorts that you can start manually and end manually, while some other solutions have an built-in timekeeper, meaning that as long as you're working on a specific function open through that application, it's actually tracking and recording the time for you. And if you are to take a break or minimize the window, that timer stops. This gives lawyers really the ability to not only bill more efficiently, but make sure that they're not underbilling, right? And forgetting to add in a couple of minutes, because every 6 minutes adds up, right? I think another process that can be automated, of course, client intake. Most softwares come with an initial client intake module that you can insert within your own web page. So it actually feeds directly into your data source, right? Your central source of truth. That's it.
Thanks, Brian. Here's one more question, I think. It says, is your staff experienced in U.S. law firms? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is another great question. Absolutely. So all of our staff members are actually come with at least 3 to 5 years of experience. They have all worked in U.S. law firms, large law firms. And the best of all, we actually have access to candidates that are certified paralegals, let's say, in specific states. And also, we do provide the option of hiring those employees, let's say, part-time, in the event that you want to start them off like that and then eventually grow them into full-time, right? So there's many different ways that we can do that.
Okay, that sounds great. I think that's enough questions for today.
All right.
But thank you everybody for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.